Okay, here we are. It's going pretty well. This is like my third attempt. Gotta wait for what's her name to actually show herself. I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, there we are. Hello, viewers. I'm SB. Welcome back to Nine Sols. We did it. We did the thing. I still feel very strongly like this kind of fight would be a good place for a little bit of innovation in the genre. A mid-fight checkpoint where like you earn the checkpoint by, say, like the first time you complete phase 1, all perfect parries, it makes it so from then on when you come back it just starts at phase 2, because at that point phase 1 is just wasting your time. You're not getting anything out of it anymore. Something like that would have been very helpful. Anyway, I'm sorry you had to see me like this, Yi. I don't know how this happened. I already cut off all life support systems in my vital sanctum, but I couldn't wake up from that nightmare. Well, someone out there wants you alive and had your brain hooked back into your vital sanctum. None of it matters now. At the beginning, I was puzzled. I specifically designed this system so people could sleep peacefully. Why would I be experiencing nightmares? Maybe punishing myself became the only way I could comfort myself. It wasn't until you arrived that I realized I just wanted this wound to be seen. Someone had to condemn me to put an end to all this. Okay, well, I certainly didn't come here to save you. It is true that you're not the only one at fault as well. So it's like this one is slightly reducing her guilt, while this one is, you know, it is making it clear that she's not important enough even to have been part of my plan. She's just sort of incidentally in the way. I think, I don't know that this is what I would do, but I do think this is the place that Yi is in. I didn't come here to save you. I know. But for me, there is no greater act of forgiveness than what you did. I hope that one day you too can be saved. I have faced my sins. Now it's your turn. Aside from the boss fight being kind of like I said, kind of a cribbed design and having that version of the run back problem, I do think that was one of the most like thematically compelling areas of the game, and I like, you know, I made the hacked Godzilla cartridge joke, but like I am a sucker for all of that like haunted virtual realm stuff. So I did aside from the gameplay, I did enjoy that bit. Today's finally the day the Azure Flyer takes to the skies. It's Mystic Nymph. You said you'd let me choose the name. Right. Well, the last few months were arduous, but it's finally ready now. I just need to inject rhizomatic energy into its Azure substrate. Once it stabilizes, our Mystic Nymph will come alive. But Yi, there's something I've been kind of scared to bring up. The other day I heard the roots crying out. It said that it couldn't breathe. Is it really okay for us to do this experiment? You with that nonsense again. Don't worry, I checked and rechecked my calculations countless times. Besides, if something does go wrong, it'll be a good learning experience. And that's the essence of experimentation, understand? Not really. Like talking to a brick wall. Just sit there and watch. I'm gonna flip the switch. He's very dismissive of her. What's going on? Yi? Please stop. Oh, damn it. Oh. I mean, we knew something tragic must have happened to her and that it was something that Yi was blaming himself for. But the fact of the matter is that could have been anything. Like, Yi would have found a way to make it his fault in his mind no matter what. This is pretty... So I misread what was about to happen here. I thought it was for sure that she would have been killed. But I guess what we're seeing here is the sort of like the moment when Yi and the Roots found each other. Is that maybe a gentle way to put that? Well, that's another seal. How many are we up to? My lord, sorry to bother you once again, but something at the Four Seasons Pavilion requires your attention. What's wrong? I've detected anomalies in the root node once again. It's affecting the power supply in the zone. This is a matter of great importance. I wouldn't dare make any brash decision without your expertise. Again? Okay, I'll return as soon as possible. But first, delicious fruits. There's nothing else going on around here. Yeah, we could just go back. It seems important. I should spend my skill points, and then it seems important. Generates a key charge when charging the unbounded counter that will disappear after a short while. That's interesting. What else would I grab? Swift Rise is probably pretty valuable. Because we've definitely died a bunch of times due to not having it. Alright, and then I can't teleport. Okay. Well, that's more of a concern. Hi, can I have your chip, please? You want my map feta chip? If I save that to you, I won't be able to groove anymore. Will you accept a copy? I can shake you a copy for just 400 Jin. Do you have any? I don't think I probably do have 400 Jin. Yeah. I just died like a bunch of times in a row, so... Alright, well, we'll map data chip you later. I guess I'm just running back to the pavilion. It's really not that far. I should probably have rested. But it's fine, just don't die. Is this the pavilion elevator? No, that's the pavilion right there, I think. Hi, Roots. How's it going? Everything over here seems fine. Hey, guys. What did you bring me out here to do, kid? I don't have time for your monkey tricks. Oh, you're back. Perfect timing. Do you have a minute? It's about this knife you gave me. What? Have you mastered it already? I think I've gotten the hang of it. Abacus helped me find a lot of information, and we even set up straw targets. Stand back and don't move. It's dangerous, so don't reach your hands out. Watch. Wow. Okay, I'm not comfortable with that kid having that thing anymore. What do you think? How does it look? You pruned the bush into a... What is it? Guess. A squashed bug? It's definitely an insect. The pattern on the wings looks familiar. I see it now. Isn't that your mystic nymph? Oh, yeah, okay. I guess so. Yeah, I see it. How could you even tell? That's right. I've always wanted my own mystic nymph, and I didn't want to bother Yi about it. So I decided to cut one out. I gave you that blade so you could learn how to fight, not how to perform circus tricks. Oh, I see. Well, you should have said so. All you said was that I was going to learn how to use it. Who looks at a knife and just assumes it's used to stab other people? This poor sweet child. Well, I can't. I'm just not good with weapons. Maybe I could use it to plow soil or to shovel dirt. If one day someone wanted to hurt you, do you think you could protect yourself? Well, of course I can. Once they see the beautifully cut flowers and trees, they'll want to ask me how I did it. And then they'll find uses for their weapons that are far more interesting than hurting me. And that's how I plan to stop them from hurting me. Give it up, my primate friend. You're dealing with what's called an unwavering personality here. Things seem to be a lot more chill than I was expecting. Am I not allowed to interact with the... Okay, that's right. I have to do this to interact with the pipe refiller. It's a little weird. These darts. These are the flying darts Geoquan often uses. So this is what they look like on the inside. You know, I can adjust the design to turn it into an arrow. But still, are you sure you don't mind using the same weapon as him? Look, as long as the user has integrity, a weapon is just a weapon. Well, unless you think that by using Geoquan's weapons I will somehow adopt his disposition. To be frank, you don't have a particularly friendly disposition either. Okay, give me some time. I'll get you your new arrow. And then I would have to remember actually to use it. Behold, the Shadow Hunter. As the name suggests, this arrow seeks and homes in on your enemies. Okay, so maybe a slightly more useful arrow than the other one. The incredible restrictions on the use of the arrow and the fact that you can basically only fire it perfectly horizontally while grounded and everything has kind of made the arrows feel like a pointless gimmick up until now. I'm not recycling this stuff. I still feel, I don't know, some kind of weird attachment, and also, you know, honestly, who cares? Okay, nobody else seems to have anything terribly important to say. I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like anything's wrong at all. Let's go talk to the computer up close. Things seem pretty chill for the moment. My lord, there are 3 remaining zones left to deal with. They are the Research Center under Aigong, the Empyrean District under the Feng Clan, and Chi's Grotto of Scriptures, where no one has set foot for centuries. I have very little information about the Research Center at the moment. Due to the extensive damage it has suffered, the entrance has also been obscured. Therefore, I suggest exploring the Grotto or the Empyrean District. You may access the Empyrean District through the Sky Tower, which is connected to the Daybreak Tower. As for the Grotto, its entrance is located in Gumang's Agrarian Hall. Very good. I appreciate this kind of detailed information at this critical time. Thank you for the compliment, my lord. So wait, did we not have another problem to deal with? Okay. Huh. Well, I returned as soon as I could, and this was what I got. Spend a second interfacing with the root since something's clearly wrong? Perhaps it is time for us to finally learn our double jump. And thus be able to enter the areas that require the double jump. Yep. I gotta say, this is rough and jagged terrain. I need to think of something. Is that something flight? Sucker?
Oh.
This is not the first game I've seen this in recently, where it's like you just they preserve like the very basic. It is in fact as if I've transcended all physical constraints. They preserve like the very basic tools of these games for the final thing, and it's like, yeah, when you really think about it, like, look how powerful a double jump is. I don't know that I think it's like terribly interesting as commentary or design, and especially given like how many places in the game where it's really obvious. It's like, okay, you need a double jump to get here. I don't know. It makes you wish that the thing you were getting was a little bit more interesting. Not that a double jump is not powerful, because obviously a double jump is extremely powerful, but like it has such a, and maybe this is not true for people who have played fewer video games than I have, but it has such a flavorlessness to it due to it being a default mechanic in so many games, and even in games where like the whole thing is traversal, like Metroidvanias and stuff, something you often acquire quite early, and I don't know. Do you recall now, fellow disciple? I did say I've met you before. That warrior just now, that was you. Yes. Thanks to your guidance, these Fang Shi combat skills helped to save countless lives. This space has left me utterly perplexed. Wait, are you really Lear? Yours truly has long abandoned that name. So I've actually been talking to a ghost. The way I see it, you abandoned much more than just your name all those years ago. And why would you put it that way? Well, you led the Fang Shi to isolation and advocated ruling through inaction. By sealing scientific progress on Penglai for hundreds of years, you've made it difficult for this generation of scientists to move forward. Is that the verdict future generations have placed on me? That is the verdict I have placed on you. To be perfectly honest, I have never ceased to reflect upon my actions. I am here not only to seek the Tao, but also to repent. Well, don't blame yourself too much. At least you once brought peace to Penglai. As chaos emerged once again. My attempt was indeed just a drop in the ocean of the infinite Tao. This is not a trivial crisis. Would you like to save our fellow Solarians once again with me? I have left the mortal coil for far too long. These old bones of mine have become far too weary to do much of anything. Moreover, I have stayed for too long in this limitless realm. I can no longer return to the present world. Wait, that can happen? I better get moving. I don't want to be trapped here. It's a shame, really. I still have so many questions for you. Well, may we meet again under the auspices of the Great Tao. If all that awaits is the void, why cling to a single idea? If all that awaits is the void, how can you do anything else? Okay, great news, everybody. I can double jump, and you're all gathered here to congratulate me on the double jumping, or maybe just waiting your turn in Beat Saber. Kid's having fun. How long has the kid been in there?
Okay.
My lord, it has been over 5 hours. Wait, how long was I in the roots? That's not good. Stay back. I'm going to wake him up. Wake up. Can you hear me? Can you see? Do you know who I am? Ye? Abacus? Uncle Chubby? When did you guys get here? Come to your senses. Your eyes are bloodshot and your lips are chalk white. How long have you been sitting? When did you last drink water? What happened? What did you see? What? Nothing. I was just talking to Mom and Dad. As for how long, it feels like it's been several days. We were just talking about what to eat for dinner. Weird. Where did they go? He is beginning to confuse the virtual world with the real world. It's a typical early symptom of disillusion syndrome. What do you mean? Are they gone? Oh. Look, don't wear that thing for too long. It might make you sick, you understand? A kid isn't going to understand that. Besides, he just wanted to see his mom and dad. I mean, he's a... No, maybe I should put it away. Hey, I was halfway through one of the games. Can we keep it here? I won't use it for that long again, I promise. Then also promise me that for every 30 minutes you're in there, you'll come out and walk around for at least 10 minutes. Abacus, keep an eye on him.
Okay.
As you command, my lord. Yeah, that's rough. If it can produce for him a meaningful, what feels to him at any rate, like a meaningful simulacrum of his lost parents, that feels like a thing that would require a certain amount of emotional discipline that you cannot necessarily expect from a child in order to deal with. Feeling okay, kid? What are you thinking about? Last night's dream. Mom, Dad, Uncle Chubby, everyone was there. We were sitting around the fire roasting marshmallows. It was a great dream. Do you have dreams often? Not anymore. Maybe because I'd been sleeping for too long. I was going to say he doesn't really sleep anymore at this point, so... Alright, we have been waiting for an opportunity to get at this, but it doesn't seem like the double jump is high enough. So I wonder if the deal is that I need to get on top of the building and run across. Over on this side, maybe? Definitely not. Is there... Oh yeah, there's like a whole bunch of stuff up there, actually. There must be some way to... I mean, like this plant that's growing nearby, right? Maybe this has something to do with it. What's up with you? We haven't talked in a minute. Over the past century, I have studied and observed Solarian behaviors as much as is possible. However, there is one thing I am unable to mimic. Do you know what it is? Acts of violence? That is what I choose not to do, not what I cannot do. It's dreams. Artificial beings like myself are unable to dream. I have tried limiting my performance and shutting down to induce fainting, but dreams have never come to me. I get why it might seem attractive to you, but there's no need to think much of it. You don't always get to have good dreams. Okay, so nothing left except purchases. Yeah, I need to go out in the world and get some money. But yeah, I'm assuming that this tree will maybe produce platforms for us eventually. I mean, it doesn't look like I should be able to stand on any of it now. Yeah. How are you doing? You have anything new to say? That wall. I saw it all. Canisters of squishy, smooth white material. I knew that's what you were all up to. It's tofu, right? Or do you also ferment it?
准秋，
What? Was it something I said? Look, I haven't had tofu in ages. Maybe I'll steal a canister next time I pass by. Don't. It's flavorless. You're not going to like it.
Huh?
Really? Well, now you're just making me more curious. It is impossible to keep that guy out of anything. All right. So I do think I probably want to switch to the Shadow Hunter. Arrows transform into several dart-shaped arrowheads that track the movements of enemies, locking onto them and shadowing their every move. Kind of a weird way to put that with the repeated use of shadow and everything. Like, there are definitely some little bits of text weirdness. I don't even want to call them like errors or anything. Just some stylistically weird stuff that definitely is like typical of non-native English speakers. Yeah, it just makes it feel like it's a translated text. But overall, the translation's quite good, I think. I was trying to press the detail button, and it took that as a command to teleport here instead. So I was just looking around. Detail out. World map. So, above the Daybreak Tower, we were told... Okay, it looks like we've looted out all that stuff. Above the Daybreak Tower... And then, yeah, here's the Grotto of Scriptures and the Agrarian Hall. Yeah, alright, I guess let's just teleport over to these. Which is... Since I never meant to be here in the first place. It is a little silly that they don't let you look at... Like, just one more weird thing. That they don't let you look at the detail view of the zone in the teleport menu. Let's jump in, I guess, on this side. Gross. I remember that. Okay, so what do we actually have here? There are little bits of map that we were not able to access before. But it said, like, the way he said behind the Agrarian Hall, I assumed there was going to be a place on this map to step, you know, into the background. And it sure doesn't seem like it. Yeah, alright. We'll just flail around a little bit. I'll find something. So if we go... This is actually a teleport up to a different part of the map, right? But it's one that you can't just cross that body of water until you have the double jump. All I did was tap right for a second before he exploded, and the game held the input and waited until I could move, and then played it. It's kind of an annoying way for that to work. Speaking of annoying, Okay, so we just want to go up and this way. Okay, so I can hop up here. And this takes us over to there, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. Boy, the explosion area on that stuff is way bigger than I was remembering. Jesus! Everything is explosions that cause explosions that cause explosions. What an obnoxious area. And it's all like orange in the orange against an orange background, and it does seem like I should probably just use the warp point in this zone. Wait. Yeah, in this zone. Okay. Feeling better about that. Is my double jump? Yes. It kind of cheats you upward a little bit. Double jump is in fact high enough to force me up there. Okay. So let's have a little bit of a look around. Hey, it's you.
Sorry.
You're finally here, my friend. You knew I'd come here. It's a coincidence brought together by fate. You may not like it, but you'll have to put up with my nagging. What are you doing here in the Grotto of Scriptures? I was about to ask you the exact same question. Are you offering incense to these fallen Taoist saints? I'm looking for the Sol in charge of this zone, but you should already know that, Oracle. Knowing the outcome hardly reveals the motive. As a reminder, if you wish to proceed, you must be extremely careful. The Council tried mining this grotto in search of Fangxi technology, but their expedition bore little fruit, and many lives were lost due to the numerous traps. How do you know all this? I know a lot, and forget a lot, but everything here is still fresh in my mind, including events from even earlier. When Lear brought his Fangxi guild here, he claimed that he would create a utopia. These caves were home to countless magical new technologies. After the peaceful unification of Penglai, this was also where he made his infamous Inaction Declaration. The Inaction Declaration. That was when Lear turned his back on science. He had his reasons, not unlike yourself. Are you not also working against your past? So you do know me. I don't think there's anyone who is unfamiliar with the new savior of the Solarians on this island. No, you're not just any old Solarian, I can tell. Are you a descendant of the ancient Kunlun tribe? I thought they all evacuated before we took off. It was rumored that many of them had special abilities. That would explain your precognition. Oh? Are you finally ready to admit that it's not just a superstition? Well, there must be some principle behind it. Believe me, too much is in the universe for which there is no truth. If you don't mind, would you like me to divine your future for you? Fine. I might get some useful information out of it. There's no need to be coy. There are those who would give up their entire fortunes for a chance like this. Now close your eyes and clear your thoughts. It's a pretty visually impressive way of doing that. I see. It is you. What about this junction? Ah, magnificent. Simply magnificent. Okay, how was it? Over the last few millennia, I have only observed a divergence among a handful of souls. You keep saying things that no one would understand. What were you mumbling about to yourself just now? My apologies, my friend, but this secret cannot be divulged. Are you mocking me? You better give me an explanation. I will. Come to my royal hall within the depths of this grotto. Royal hall? You're a... We shall meet again, my friend. Boy, what a non-conversation. I'm so glad that they consumed several minutes of our time with that. My lord, I have found it. There is a high chance that the mysterious individual wandering around may be... G, the soul in charge of this zone. Excellent, my lord, so you knew already. I just confirmed it. Your timing was a little too perfect. My humblest apologies, my lord. However, his age and form don't seem to match, and with the limited information we do have... It's fine. I should have paid more attention. I didn't think it would be possible for him to regain his youth. Please take care, my lord. This individual is highly unpredictable. No one is aware of why or how he was selected to become a Saul. Got it. Let's leave it at that. I need to catch up with him and see what he's got up his sleeve. Understood. I shall take my leave. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of conversations where people spend a lot of time going, you're but that means, and then, you know, just like, that kind of stuff does not actually create suspense and draw the viewer in. It just makes them bored. What a weird little grotto without its own lighting sources. These guys are very familiar. Wow. Okay, that's a fair chunk of cash. You couldn't just, like, stand on top of one of these, could you? There we go. Consumes 2 key charges on the third hit of the triple slash to inflict much higher damage. I mean, it must be. A coffin inscription. A life cut short too soon. The abused. Dead at 19. The inscription on this coffin looks like it was written by Gumang. The Jiangxi soldier was a military innovation pioneered by the Jie Kingdom during the war. Brain modifications removed any self-consciousness, and pre-programmed talismans helped reduce the need for training. Jiangxi do not feel pain, cannot feel fear, and will never desert. During the middle part of the turbulent era, the Jie Kingdom drafted many civilians into the Jiangxi soldier program, sparking powerful public backlash. Yeah, the word drafted there is... It's gentle. It's gentle for what the thing that they're expressing. All right, well, I do want to go up and to the left, but it looks like we're going to have to walk back around to get there. I suppose I could have taken the node teleport, gone back to buy that map chip. While I'm still thinking about it. Maybe that would have been wise. So it looks like it comes up with a red attack, yeah. Interesting enemy. Oh, that's pretty cool. You got some neat techniques. What I cannot recommend is letting me attach small paper talismans to you. Consider it something of a tactical error. Intruder detected. Okay, that was maybe fired a tiny bit prematurely. I'll stand over here. I guess it's just going to be an endless string of these. Ow, man, they really get some decent air, huh? Yep, that was no good. No good timing. I am glad that I touched this. Glad that I didn't just continue to approach this from the point that we initially warped to, because that would be an annoying run, an even more annoying run. There we go. Is he coming back, or? Huh. Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, the unbounded counter stacks up a lot of internal damage, but you need to cash it in afterward. Oh, right. I suppose their bodies are... I wasn't even thinking about that. Their bodies totally are kickable. You know, when you've never seen their torso in any other state, you could be forgiven for thinking maybe they're just that color. Well, that's no good. Red Guifang clay. Okay, stuff for Xuan Xuan. This sticky clay was sourced from a tiny island nation in the northwestern corner of Penglai. It's very suitable for making pottery. We could definitely continue to the left. Let me see what's up here first, real quick. Actually, it looks like what's up here might be like the way forward. There we go. Okay, more herb catalyst. Always welcome. Although not always actually useful. Okay, I thought I saw a little ledge in the top right there for a second, but I'm fairly sure I was mistaken. Ow! Donked my head. Okay, one down at least. Alright, that's nice to have reached. And you know what? Upon having hit a new node in a new area at 47 minutes into the episode, I think I'm going to try to learn a lesson from the pacing of some of the previous ones and just go ahead and call it here. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We are on our forward progress. It seems like we have 3 seals to go and probably at this point access to all 3 of them. So hopefully we can just knock these all out pretty quickly. Not that I'm not like... I have spent a fair amount of time in this game talking about the things that I think this game could and perhaps should be doing differently. But I do think there's a lot of good here too, and I am enjoying like the moment to moment of the exploration and stuff. It's just it's not always so respectful of our time, but for the most part I'm having a good time, and I am eager to see more. So come back next time when we will do just that, and we'll see you then.